Thank you for joining us for English session program on radio television of Burkina Faso from Ouagadougou. December the 1st is commemorated as the International HIV Fight Day in the world. In Burkina Faso, this day was celebrated in Bousse, an area located at about 50 kilometers far from Ouagadougou, under the presidency of the head of state in Burkina Faso. The contamination rate is about 1.8%, a rate in decrease, but President of Faso called for all citizens to get committed to fighting against it. And to better fight this disease, Rockman Christian Kabore gives a good example by giving an ambulance and other health equipment. The French President Emmanuel Macron stayed in Burkina Faso this week. He got an interview with President of Faso, Rockman Christian Kabore, first at the presidential palace. They dealt with cooperation issue after a 1-hour talk, followed by an interview with media. The next step was University of Ouagadougou on campus. Emmanuel Macron addressed to Burkina Faso and African young people on his view on the cooperation between France and Africa. The French president started by saying that there is no more French-Africa policy. The end of the speech paved the way to direct talk between President Macron and students. On the issue related to Thomas Sankara's, President Macron says he will unclassify any information document on his assassination. On the extradition to Burkina Faso, François Compaoré, the junior brother of the former President Blaise Compaoré, a suspect in the assassination of journalist Norbert Zongo. Macron says, as President of the Republic, he cannot interfere in justice decisions, but he can contribute to speed up the file for the extradition. During his stay in Burkina Faso, President Macron also opened with President of Faso a solar power plant in Zatuli, not far from Ouagadougou. The plant was founded by France, the EU, and the government of Burkina Faso. Its capacity is 33 megawatts, and it will increase the energy capacity of the national power company.
Solar is the best way to move for our energy, and our government put more emphasis on developing that kind of plant. And it's the first one in West Africa, and it's a great challenge we achieve here. And I think what is really important here is the fact the government put emphasis to create an agency is going to be devoted for the development of renewable energy in Burkina Faso.
The French President Emmanuel Macron also paid a visit to pupils of a primary school in Ouagadougou. While President Emmanuel Macron was delivering his speech, some students who were against the visit were demonstrating outside, not far from the campus. The story is by Umar Zombre.
Those demonstrators, visibly enthusiastic, are waiting impatiently for the French President Emmanuel Macron. Some are playing music instruments, while others are dancing, waving on the rhythm of the local music. Suleiman Sempore is a disabled person. He left his home early in the morning to welcome Burkina guests. He and his comrades can't wait to see Emmanuel Macron. We are here to welcome the French president. I am very happy today. I am going to see Emmanuel Macron for the first time in real, said Suleiman Sempore. Those women say that they are there to welcome Emmanuel Macron and to express their gratefulness to him for having chosen to visit Burkina Faso. Nasuru Giro is a member of the civil society organization. Likewise, the others, he also came to welcome Emmanuel Macron, but he has a message for those who don't want to see the French president in the country.
Je pense que les Africains sont vraiment un peu pressés. Aujourd'hui,
I think that we Africans are in a hurry. Today, I see a lot of people who say that we shouldn't welcome him, but we use French to express ourselves. Nowadays, we cannot say no to France because everything comes from there. Africa must prepare its independence, a real one.
Il faut que l'Afrique prépare son indépendance, une vraie indépendance.
While these people are peacefully celebrating the arrival of Emmanuel Macron, the police forces were in action. They have arrested this guy. He attempted to disturb the celebration by throwing stones. A bit further, this time at the main entry door of the University of Ouagadougou, students, all members of the Kamita movement, are protesting. They see in this visit an attempt of the French power to settle again Burkina people.
Nous avons voulu lancer à travers cette mobilisation un message fort.
Through this mobilization, we want to send a strong message to our governors. We don't want them to free the school and universities just for welcoming the French president. We know that France is the sources of our misfortune.
Et à la base de nos différents malheurs, l'armée française au Burkina Faso n'est pas prête pour ça.
For these students, the French army is pillaging their economy, their resources. They say that they are against imperialism.
Le colonialisme est encore là.
It is under the slogan against imperialism that the presidential cortege of Emmanuel Macron got in the university Professor Joseph Kizerbo to address a discourse.
Just after the visit of Emmanuel Macron, both presidents went to Abidjan to take part in the African and the EU summit on the situation in Libya. The African and European head of state decided to put in place a task force to free the 4,000 Africans that are sold in Libya as slaves. Head of state took the advantage to deal with the situation in Togo and G5 Sahel issue. The Burkina Faso Exporters and Importers Union changed its status to become employers. They met this week in Ouagadougou to make official the change, but also to give a purpose. More details with the vice president of this new council.
We were an organization who was born in 1943 as SEMPEX, based specifically on import and export activities of our old members, and with time our goals have changed, and today we have different members. We have people from advocacy, we have people from services, we have people doing industries, and they didn't find themselves in this old organization which was based only on import and export. So that's the first thing we need to do to adapt the new organization to our members. And other things is that we need to focus and open ourselves on the world. We cannot continue to behave like we are alone or we are in a closed market. So there are many impacts of things coming from abroad. So we start this thinking 6 or 7 months ago. And the president asked to a commission to think about it. And the result of today is that it's very important to adapt all the text of the organization. So we have new statute, we have new internal regulation, and most of all, we change the name of the organization, which is now an interprofessional council, no more a syndicate. Because we are no more syndicate, we are businessmen, we have CEOs, and so it's very important to behave like people, to take all problems of CEOs, of this patrona in consideration.
The Burkina Youth Voice, it is the name of a new project that has been launched this week in Ouagadougou. The initiative is by Citizens Leadership Center and SHIFDA. 32 young people from universities of the country were selected for a 9-month training. This kind of project have already been implemented successfully in some areas of Africa, and I invite you to listen to some of the initiatives of the project.
So why Burkina Faso? We are in a plan that we consider that all African countries are in the same situation, needing that engaging youth is a priority. Burkina Faso has shown in the past years that the young people here are strong enough and aware to make change. They start by political change, and now we need to mobilize them and to engage them to also activate economic, social and civic changes. So it was a great opportunity for us, after many discussions we had with UNICEF, to try to launch the program in Burkina Faso, and I'm very happy to be here today to open it officially and to launch the program starting from today for the next 9 months with the young people from Burkinabe's universities and private schools.
So how many young people have been chosen, and what are the different process of this project?
So we have selected 32 young people from those universities, and they are going to have specific missions. But the aim of those missions is they have to fix social issues with sustainable solutions that are cheap and duplicable. That are the two main assets that we need that the solution have. Be cheap, simple, and duplicable.
Civil society organizations have now an academy in Burkina Faso. It is an initiative by Diaconia Burkina. The academy aims at building capacities of members of civil society and reinforcing democracy in Burkina Faso. Our reporter interviewed Lute Yamego, the Diaconia country director, for more details on this academy.
The democratic governance in Burkina Faso is well placed now after the popular unrest, and now the civil society, the government and the private sector are playing a key role for citizens to be able to take part of the democratic dialogue. This is why, to make the civil society able to play a key role in this dialogue with the state and the private sector, Diaconia and partners have initiated an academy. This academy will allow civil society actors to strengthen their capacities, to have institutional platform, organizational platform, being able to take part in the dialogue with the other actors. Today, with this academy, we'll have a professional, we'll have a matured, we'll have a capacitated civil society in Burkina Faso.
Stay connected to Radio Television of Burkina Faso to enjoy your weekend. See you next time and take care.